Hello, and thank you for stopping by. I'm your host, Jerry Royce, and welcome to Positive Power 21 Network, where you get your positive on. This is a worldwide podcast for growth, wealth, and success. Thank you.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us at the Jerry Royce Show. Welcome to Positive Power 21.org. I'm your host, Jerry Royce, and today we have a special guest on the show. But before we get to our guests, we're going to mention a few people we had on the show last week, and I want to thank Mr. Bernard Blue Rodwell for being on the show last Thursday. He was rocking it. It was a very good live show. We didn't get a chance to record it because we were having some major problems with the dashboard, no fault of ours. The company was having some issues out there, so they corrected the problem. So we're back live, we're back recording, and we'll have him back on Friday if he confirms, and we'll do his show over again. So I hope you guys can join us again to welcome Mr. Bernard Blue Rodwell to Positive Power. He has a book called Son, I Got Your Back, and he's working on another one called Son, I Got Your Back Too, and he's doing some screenplays and some great things like that. And also I want to thank Mr. Raheem Brooks from Prodigy Publishing Group. He was on our show. He did a fantastic job. He's out there in the Philly area, the Brotherly Love City. And also we want to thank our good friend Sheila E. Limpsey. She was here. I think she has a book called Live My Dream, but she has a lot of books that she's working on, books about pastors and first ladies and all the stuff that goes on in the church. Boy, and that sounded so interesting. I think she has like 5 books to that series, so you want to check her out at SheilaELimpsey.com. And she's publishing under Bonita and Hodge Publishing Group. And she said that's just a small indie publishing company. And they will be accepting submissions pretty soon. So check them out and see how you can get your manuscript in their hands. All right, so no further ado, we're going to jump right in. We're going to welcome Miss SONOVIA Alexander to the show. How you doing today, ma'am?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. We're so glad to have you. I wish I would have got a chance to talk to you earlier. I didn't get a chance to I couldn't find a website for you. I said, I know you're putting out a lot of books because I was reading your blogs. I know you're trying to put out, I think, 5 books this week and another 5 the week after that. I know you have 12 books currently that was published, and you have 3 other books under another publishing company, so that gives you a total of 15 books. And you just a writing machine, so tell us all about it. What is going on with the writing machine?
Writing machine. Well, I love to write, as you can see. I published 3 books, like you said, under, 3 different companies. I signed with True Glory Publications in May of last year. And from September up until last month, I have written 12 books. So, yeah, I'm a writing machine, I guess.
You're a writing machine. So what's the deal? Now, I read on your post that you have a couple other books you're trying to get out at the same time. Is that under the same publishing company, Glory?
Yes, it is. It is. My thing is I want to get out enough books so that way I can just take a break. So you work hard now, play later.
Get it in. So you must have some strong stories up there. We're going to get into all of that. But before we get into your books, the ones you're about to release and the ones you have released, tell us a little bit about you, a little bit about your background. What was you like in high school? Did you go to college? When did your writing, first start in your life?
Well, I started writing at the early age of 7. It was something that I took an interest in. My mom played a part in that, making me watch boring movies. So I tried to rewrite stories to my liking. So when I had to watch these movies, I would sit there and read my work instead. So in school, I was a funny person, but I was mostly always to myself. I was always dreaming about something. So I was really shy in school. But that's where my writing started from. It was more like a hobby, but as I got older, it became a big part of my life. So Other than writing, I do have a job. I do work a full-time job as a nurse. I have 4 kids. I'm married. So I do have a busy life outside of writing. Writing is not a full-time thing that I do, which I want to, but as of right now, it's not.
That's right, I see. Now, you have 4 children. What are the ages of your children?
My oldest daughter is 11. I have an 8-year-old daughter. I have a 5-year-old son and a 2-year-old son.
Wow. The 2-year-old son. That's like 2-3 kids right there, right?
Oh, yeah.
I was just talking to a friend of mine. He just told me his son is turning 2. I said, uh-oh. But I think they worse when they turn 3, to be honest with you.
Well, I don't know about that. My kids are just bad when they start walking. I don't know. They got the older ones making them even badder. They're the influence on them, so I don't know. My boys is something else.
All right. So they give you something to write about. If you decide that you want to do children book later in life, you have a series to write about, right?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I am going to do one of these days.
All right. Now, you didn't tell us where you're from. You know, where were you born? Where you living at now? You know, what's inspiring you? All that good stuff. Who your favorite writers are?
Oh, God. Well, I'm from Queens, Jamaica, Queens. Right now I reside in Saint Albans, Queens. My favorite author, I would say Sister Soldier. She's the one who inspired me to want to write urban fiction, so I love her. Love her, love her, love her. What else you wanted to know? Because you started asking questions like back to back, trying to keep up with you. I know I'm a writing machine, but I got to listen and try to keep up with you with these questions.
No, you hit them all. You know, you told us about the family. We know one day you may be writing about your boys. We know you said you're from Jamaica, Queens, and I forgot the new section of New York you live in right now.
Oh, I'm in St. Albans.
St. Albans. Okay, I'm not familiar with that area, but I am familiar with some parts of Long Island and a little bit of Harlem because my grandmother lives there now, but we don't get up to see her as often as we like, so don't talk about me. But we call her every week, maybe twice a week. And that is great. That is great. All right. Now, you're working under Glory Publishing. You have all these books about to drop. You're trying to get all this stuff done, probably because you want to hit those festivals. I know New York has the best festivals. And I know
they do have some good ones here.
They sure do. Now, and then they got the plays going to be rocking soon. All the stuff that's going to be on Broadway is going to be coming. So I'm sure, you try and get your husband, get you out the house because you've been writing all winter, correct?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
All right. Okay, let's talk a little bit about what you're writing about. Now you're writing fiction?
Yes.
Okay, so what's your genre you're writing under?
Well, right now, I'm writing under urban fiction.
Urban fiction, okay. All right. Now, the books you're working on now, tell us a little bit about the one that you're ready to drop to your publisher right now. Which one would that be?
I just sent in about 4 o'clock this morning a part 3 to two of the books that I have. He Loves Me to Death. So a part 3 was just sent in 4 o'clock this morning. I'm a little late with it, but I sent it in. Because it was supposed to drop before the month is out.
Mm-hmm. You said it's called He Loves Me Best?
He Loves Me to Death.
Oh, to death. Ooh, okay. Well, tell us a little bit about your main character.
Well, the main character, Leona, she was a young girl, made choices that wasn't, at that moment, like in her life, she was one of the smart kids. She was a smart girl. And she had a good head on her shoulder where she went to college early, but she wound up getting pregnant. So she, instead of trying to struggle and be a young teen mom, she took up on herself to give her child up for adoption, and she went on to go to college, became a successful attorney, married a sergeant that was a cop. So she had a good life, and she never really looked back to get in touch with her son because her husband that she had married didn't want kids. But it's a bunch of twists and turns in there, so I don't want to give out too much. So the new readers that have not read this book won't want to read it.
Yeah, you don't want to upset your readers. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Just want a little bit about her. Now, this character. Now you said you Now, did you say you have a very good imagination? You're very good about when it comes to creating characters. So is that something that comes real easy for you?
Yeah, it does.
So what's the biggest challenge when it comes to writing? I mean, like right now you're about to drop, you're talking about 5 books. What's the biggest challenge?
The biggest challenge, I would say, is hoping that the readers will like what I put out. That's the only challenge I have when it comes down to writing.
So your concern is about your readers. That's your major concern.
Because it's important to me of how they, like the work, so.
Okay. So now since you're in the Glory and you said you released close to 15 books, so how long have you been writing?
Like I said, I've been writing a long time. I used to write for, like, school papers and things like that. I was doing a lot of things in school. I would mainly, like, just write, like, little stories and keep them as a journal as I was growing up. So I always was writing. Okay. Now, I didn't publish a book until maybe 4 years ago, my very first book, and I had published that. So it was 4 years ago.
So that was published under a publisher, or that was independent?
No, that was published under a publishing company.
Oh wow, you're doing great then. That was your first release, your first
right.
book. Oh wow. So what was the name of that publisher?
Publish America.
Publishing. Okay, I'm not familiar with them. Publish America. So that was one of those companies you had to actually give them you had to submit your manuscript and just waited to hear from them, or?
Well, I sent them the manuscript, and they sent me a contract, saying they liked the books and everything like that. But the only thing I didn't like about the company, which wasn't in the contract, was they was like, oh, we're going to put your books in Barnes & Nobles, we're going to put it on Amazon, we're going to put it in all these different places, but you had to pay for all those services. And, I mean, it wasn't a lot. I mean, it wasn't a little bit of money that they was asking for. It was a lot of money. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to look for another company. Because at that time, I think I was pregnant with my son. I wasn't working.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to have to find another company, which I did, and still wound up spending money with the second company that I published 2 books under.
Okay. What was that company? What were they like?
Exebris.
Oh, okay. Now I'm familiar with them. They've been around for a really long time. They're one of those companies that you choose your cover, they review your manuscript. I guess they do like mine. I think you pay for everything you need. Right? Yeah. It's almost like vanity publishing in a way. That's some of the terms they used to use years ago. But it's not like they really, say, hey, we want to work with you, and they provide all the marketing and all the support that you need. Basically,
but you're also paying for those services as well. Right, and that wasn't cheap either. So it was like, a lot of this stuff, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, okay, I think it's going to cost, I have to have a lot of money in order to be a published author. And right now I'm not in that predicament where I can afford, to pay for all these books that I have in my head to put them out through these companies because they're charging a lot of money. It was like $1,000 for them to promote it, for them to do a press release, $500. And I'm like, okay, I got kids. That could be going on a bill or something. Right, that's how I was thinking back then.
Yeah, and that's how they work. That's how they make their money. And they're very expensive because they do very small press runs, and it's basically like they charge you for making the money on the printing end also. Because really, when you start talking about real legitimate publishing companies, you're talking about 5,000 books minimum is what they're really trying to release for you. And remember, years ago, they didn't have the e-books, the way they have it now, where, you don't really have to do a lot of paperback printing, only for your book signings if you choose to do that. And a lot of the publishers don't even go that direction anymore. They just want you to keep kicking them out through e-books, right?
Right.
Now, okay. All right, well, tell us how's your relationship with Glory Publishing? How's that going?
Oh, True Glory Publications. I love them. They're cool.
Okay, it's True Glory. I don't know why I just said Glory. Okay, so you said that's an unbelievable relationship with them going on, huh?
Yeah.
Great. So you're going to continue to work with them until somebody else cross your path and say, hey, we'd like to sign you, and they drop a fat check on your doorstep.
Well, you know what? It's I wouldn't say I would leave them to go with another company. I don't care how much money they're offering. The next time, if I decide to branch out, it will be for my own company, not to work for somebody.
All right. I like that. I like this. So you're talking a little bit about entrepreneurship now. Okay. Now, has that been a dream of yours, something you've been thinking about for a while?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah. Now, that's a good thing. Now, that's a good subject for us to talk about. Okay. Now, let's talk about your audience right now. I mean, you're putting books out, so obviously you must have a strong following. What's your numbers are like with your following that you're aware of right now?
I'm not sure. I don't know exactly how many people read my work. I mean, I get friend requests every day from new readers, and they just tell me how much they enjoy work. I started out with only 900 friends on Facebook, majority of them my family, and now I have over 2,000 friends since signing with True Glory Publication, and most of them came from supporters. So I can't really say how many to be exact, but I know it's a lot of them.
Yeah, and I can understand. Now, if you have a following like that, that's telling you right there that, two, one, they enjoy your work, and two, they want to be around for your next release. They got to be the concern right there when they following you like that. Now, are you just being followed on Facebook, or you're using other social medias?
Well, I don't want to embarrass myself, but I do have Twitter, but I don't know how to work it. I don't know how to work it. It took me a long time just to find out how to work Facebook.
Well, I'm not going to laugh about you.
Technology
I'm not going to. Novi, I'm not going to tease you because I actually had a young guy that was like 20 in his young 20s show me how to work it on my phone because it looks different on the computer than on your phone. I mean, he was showing me all kinds of little open doors and everything, and I was like, what? I could use that. You're right. It's a lot to it. You have to get your kids to sit down and train you on it because I'm sure they know how to use it, right?
Yeah.
But it is an author's best friend, right?
Mhm.
That's right. Yes, now, how are you engaging your people? Are you doing book signings? Are you traveling? Are you doing the festivals? Tell us a little bit.
Well, I haven't done any of those yet, but I did do a launch party last year, and that was awesome. That turned out to be good.
Really? So you gave that in New York?
Yes.
Oh, great. So now, but your people all over the country now, maybe the world. You're not thinking about, packing the bags and hit the road maybe for the summer. You're not going to be doing any writing. So,
yes, I'm definitely thinking about doing that. I definitely want to get out and meet some of the people that supports me. I love my supporters. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be climbing the charts like I am now. So right. I definitely want to travel and do book signings and things like that. So yeah, that's gonna happen.
Okay. Now, since you were talking about getting into entrepreneurship, do you have any other business experience? I know you mentioned that you was a nurse. I know a lot of people do private duty, and that's a form of a business. What kind of experience you think you have to get into entrepreneurship and publishing?
Well, first of all, in order for you to be an entrepreneur, you have to believe in yourself and know that you can do anything you put your mind to. If you have a boss mentality, then you can be a boss. And I have that mentality. I'm a mother of 4. I was working. I was putting out 3 books a month. That's boss material right there because I still find enough time for myself where I'm not losing my mind, getting stressed out, trying to pack all this stuff down and going crazy while trying to do it. So I'm maintaining it, and then I keep prayer in my life. So with all that being said, I can be anything I want to be, especially a boss.
That's right. I hear you. Now, do that mean that you're going to be putting the pen down and be picking up the calculator, putting up all the numbers that these authors are going to be, all this money they're going to be bringing in for you? Is that going to happen, or are you going to continue to feed your avid readers more and more and more?
Oh, I'm never going to stop writing. As long as I got these 2 hands, that's a part of my life for the rest of my life. I don't want to just be. I just don't want to stop and limit myself to just being a book writer, an author. I want to advance where I'm writing movies, producing, but I'm still going to be writing.
That's right.
At the end of the day, that ain't going nowhere. I'm going to continue to do that.
Right. So do you see some of your work going on the silver screen, or maybe you have a lot of stuff out there on the internet called webisodes is real popular right now. So I was actually introduced to somebody that has a site where you pay for the services and they put everything together. So I'm about to look into that because I think that would be cool. That'd be a way to start. Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Now, your friend, Bernard, Blue Rowell, he talked a lot about you. He said, we got to get on the show. All right. Tell us, what's your friendship like? Did you guys meet in like a book club or something? Because that's how I met him, in a book club.
Oh, I knew him, I'll say now, for 2 years. We met 2 years ago, and we just clicked. Like, I was talking about my books, and he's like, oh, well, I'm a writer, too. And I'm like, really? So, we swapped numbers, and we was talking, and he actually hosted the launch party I had.
Oh, really? Get out of here.
The authors that were there, yeah.
Wow, good. So he didn't tell me he was into all of that. He talked about, his music and, back in the day, Harlem and all that good stuff. He didn't mention, he hosting parties but that's great. That is great. So you have to have that strong network. Now, New York, you guys you guys are really popular with the poetry clubs. Are they still rocking the poetry clubs there?
Well, they probably are. I don't really go to them kinds of clubs, so I'm not really sure. But I know that they do have them. They do have them. I just don't know if they pop it or not because I don't go.
Yeah. Okay, so you're not a poet then, because I have quite a few people I've been talking to. They're both poets and fictional writers, but you just this is where you are. All right, that is great. That's great, Sonovia. So glad you were able to come out here and share with us and everything. And I was mentioning to someone earlier, I would love to have you and Bernard on the show together, and we get a chance to talk about some of the challenges that's out there, and where you guys trying to where you trying to go, what's going on with New York, the festivals that's coming up, where you guys going to be this summer, so people can meet you. So we're going to look at getting you guys both on the show and do something like that. Would you like to do something like that?
Oh, that would be excellent.
Absolutely, because he's very fond of you, and it'd be nice to have both of you guys on the show together. That'd be fantastic. All right, so tell us about the next book that you're dropping, so we can look for it, and what you're promoting right now.
Well, I'm about to release my first horror.
Oh.
So that, you know what? That was a bit challenging for me. I should say that, because I don't even like scary movies. So to try to write a horror book, I had to write this during the daytime because I didn't want to scare myself. So
you was out there. So you was working that storyline. So when is this one gonna be released? Now you got me excited.
All I do is send them in. The order that they come out in is I find out when everybody else finds out. So it don't come out in the order.
Okay, so this one is, so you're finishing it up, or it's done?
Oh, it's done.
Oh, okay, it's done. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, when that book hits the street, when it hits, Amazon, wherever you guys are selling it, let us know, and then we can get you and Bernard on together, and we could talk, because I want to read it. I want to read this book, and I want to talk to you about it. Okay? See, where you were now. I want to read one of your books that you have released. You just said you released one last month?
I released one this month.
Oh, you released one this month. Okay. Was that the one you was talking about? It called He Loves Me to Death?
No, that one I just sent in.
Okay.
The one I released this month already was Ghetto Love Part 4.
Okay, Ghetto Love. Okay, I'm going to read that one, and then I'm going to read your horror story, and then we're going to talk about that. Okay? How that sound?
Okay.
All right. All right, Sonovia, it was great to have you on here. I wish you the best, and we definitely going to get you back on Positive Power. And before you go, you have anything you'd like to say to your audience, your avid readers, your followers?
Just thank you for being a great supporter. Like, I really appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. You all make me the writer that I am today. Like, I just love you all. You all rock.
That is fantastic. And again, we so glad that we were able to get you on the show. We wish you the best. I don't know how you do it with 4 boys and a husband and a job, but keep doing what you're doing. I'm definitely going to check out Ghetto Love. You say Ghetto Love 4. So people, just keep in mind that's out there now. Go ahead and pick up a copy if you don't already have one. And we'd like to have you guys be part of that show. So look out for us on Facebook while we be introducing and promoting a lot of these shows. So that'd be SONOVIA Alexander. She is the author of True Glory Publications. She's the writing machine. And we're so glad she was able to join us today on Positive Power. And don't forget, everybody, to go out to Positive Power and check out some of the books of some of the guests that we had on the show. We had Tamika Newhouse. She was a fantastic guest. Sheila Lemsey, Raheem Brooks, my man Michael McGrew. We have their books right on the home page. Check them out. Go out to the cafe. We're going to have a lot of the authors that's on the show. We're going to have them all listed in alphabetical order. So you can support Positive Power and those authors by coming out to our ebooks stores, and they all powered by Amazon, so everything is safe. And again, we're on Spreaker.com. The username is Positive Power 21. We love for you to follow her. You'll get these shows in your inbox every day. We're also introducing a brand new newsletter called The Daily Dreamer. It has loads of nice things on it. And we're also going to be promoting a lot of the authors that's coming on our show. So you guys remember to support them. And you'll get news releases when they have books coming out, just like how SONOVIA just mentioned us. That she's about to release a couple more books. And we have some of the interviews out there posted also. They're embedded in the audio file. All right, I'm Jerry Royce from Positive Power 21. This was the Jerry Royce Show. Continue to support us, listen to other shows, and we will be right back tomorrow at, let me see, showtime tomorrow will be at 9:30. We have Mr. Curtis Alcutt. He's been around for a very long time. I think he's a mystery detective writer, so that'll be a very interesting show and find out how he was able to have such longevity in that genre. Take care, everybody. Thanks for joining us. All right, y'all, that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in to the Positive Power 21 Network. Team 21 would like to thank you all for tuning in, and please spread the word and tell a friend. This is Jerry Royce at Positive Power 21. Thanks, SONOVIA. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Positive Power 21.org, Internet Radio.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.